Film's villain, Swackhammer, voiced by none other than Danny DeVito.
Do you know what new attractions mean? Not the old attractions. New ones. Get it?
That's fabulous. We have that. Keep going.
I'm going.
And Bugs Bunny is my absolute favorite character of all time. Bugs, because he's a rascal, you know, and I really like him. Ivan Reitman, who was producer of Space Jam, called me one day. He says, you know, this villain of Schwackhammer. And I spent a couple of days doing this really evil, crazy man from outer space.
Okay. Academy Award!
Had they worked with me first and then drawn the character, it would have been a lot more debonair.
That was good. Very nice work. That stuff is hard to do. I mean, very good sport, yeah.
As if that wasn't enough, producer Ivan Reitman and director Joe Pytka have called on the biggest names in basketball to appear in Space Jam. Unfortunately, the players are robbed of their skills by Swackhammer's evil scheme.
I'm a huge basketball fan, and so if you're a basketball fan, this movie's like a trip to the candy store. You got the greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan. In the film, we also have Patrick Ewing and Larry Bird and Sean Bradley and Muggsy Bogues and Larry Johnson. I mean, these are really, and don't let me forget Charles Barkley. He'd be very angry if I forgot him. Typical.
Creating a complex, multifaceted, technological masterpiece such as Space Jam takes an army of technicians, artists, and craftsmen from a variety of different fields, all working together to make sure their piece of the puzzle will fit seamlessly into this astonishing new world. The Bugs Bunny of today has the same spirit he had nearly 60 years ago when he first sprang to life in a small Warner Brothers animation studio called Termite Terrace. His parents were a group of outrageous animators, including Bob Clampett and Chuck Jones. Life at the studio could be as loony as the cartoons they produced.
He's different than all of our characters, and that is that he's a comic hero. I would say that the first Bugs Bunny was different, so it took 2 or 3 pictures for anybody to realize exactly what they were working with.
Once I knew a thing or two, but now I'm a buffaroo. Hinky dinky parley, woo woo.
Bugs looked quite a bit different in his formative years, but when director Tex Avery stepped in, his magic touch catapulted Bugs to stardom. With Avery's direction, Bugs became tougher, wittier, and was given 3 magic words which would become his trademark.
What's up, Doc?
The words were Tex Avery's, but the voice was Mel Blanc's. Known as the man of 1,000 voices, Mel was responsible for capturing the irrepressible
Duck? What's up, Croc? What's up, Beaver Puss?
While Bugs was trying out new insults, the animators at Warner Brothers were trying their hand at mixing live action with cartoons. As long ago as 1940, Porky Pig entered the human world when he visited the Warner's lot.
But I am gonna throw you out.
The animators of the 1940s would be amazed by the technical marvels of today's Space Jam.
We're making 2 very big movies side by side. A very big live-action comedy, you know, starring the greatest basketball players in the world. And we're making this great, hopefully, animated film. And then once the 2 are together, finished, then we have to put them together into some kind of meaningful way.
Worst faces in the world.
2D animation is still going the way it always has been. A person sits down with a blank piece of paper and a pencil, and they draw.
The next step involves live filming with Jordan and other actors working on a giant green stage with a process called motion tracking. Other actors dressed in green act as the cartoon characters for reference and will be replaced later.
What we had to do was create a green screen that had reference points on them, and these were red balls where we knew the distance of them from each other and how they related to where Michael's position was and where the camera was. What we tried to do with Michael was to place him in an environment that we could then track his movements and put that into a virtual environment in post-production. So what we could do then is to shoot very freely and let Michael be spontaneous in the way that he played his game.
If Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan shake hands, they are really shaking hands, even though Michael Jordan really is either shaking the air or shaking some piece of green.
To help the production staff, animators on set take photographs of Michael in action and immediately draw in the characters to give a perspective for the scenes.
You do a scene and then you turn around and there's a storyboard with you and Bugs and, you know.
12 million more to go.
Next, the backgrounds, animation, and live action are scanned into a computer, resulting in a pencil line animation. The computer offers technological advances never utilized in a feature film before.
Once the motion of the camera is captured from the live action into the digital, we then have the ability to manipulate the virtual world any way we want. And then we have the ability to change the lens lengths. We could raise the camera, we could lower it, we could spin the stadium around.
Or even create an entire virtual stadium with 25,000 screaming tunes.
With Michael, to make it feel like they're playing a basketball game.
The film also utilizes a cybercam, a camera that shoots 3D images of the actors that can then be ingeniously incorporated into the computer animation. This scene involves actor Wayne Knight. It's at this point that anything can be digitally added to or deleted from the animation.
We then take the tone mats and rim lights to apply shadow or bright light to the character to sort of match Michael Jordan's lighting.
Our job is to make the whole thing as seamless as possible so that an audience looks at it and believes that these characters, whether animated or live, coexist in this environment.
A lot of the technology used in this film was truly amazing. If they can make me look good, they can make anybody look good.
I was telling him what a good job he had done under the worst possible circumstances because many actors can go through an entire career and not deal with the problems he's had to deal with.
Michael never takes his game lightly. During shooting, he kept in shape for the film and also for the 1995-96 NBA season by practicing on a court specially built for him on the Warner Brothers lot.
Is here almost every single day of shooting and works out every day and goes to this little dome thing he's got and plays with usually a dozen or so other NBA players, the best.
It's a superhuman effort on his part. And then he plays basketball for a couple of hours at a high level of intensity.
That intensity paid off big time in the upcoming NBA season when Michael led the Chicago Bulls to their 4th championship.
You fill things out even greater than a live action film is with music.
Thanks very much, Bill, but we had something a little larger in mind, like an orchestra, a symphony orchestra. As a matter of fact, composer James Newton Howard uses many different styles of music in Space Jam. And as with everything else in the film, the producers gathered the very best musicians they could find to help him realize his vision.
I think for any composer, working in animation is one of the ultimate challenges, and I think particularly Warner Brothers animation because of the legacy of Carl Stalling, who defined the genre so completely. The challenge here was to contemporize it in a way that it would work and be effective in 1996, so it was a big job.
With the score complete, Space Jam heads into the final stages of production. All the hard work and the thousands of details finally come together into the Toon Team of the Century.
You heard of the Dream Team? Well, we're the Mean Team.
The Monstars are meaner than all, and Bugs Bunny definitely have their hands full, trying to stay one step ahead of their unearthly enemies.
Monstars stole the talent from the NBA players.
Space Jam is pulsing, pounding action. Outrageous comedy.
Yeah.
And the biggest basketball game in Looney Tune history.
But what if we win?
Forget me.
It takes real faith and the help of some special friends. With the odds stacked against them, the Toons will need to find strength they never knew they had. Can they really win the big game and find their way to a happy ending?
Nice putt.
We'll never know until you see Space Jam.
Thanks, Bugs, for everything.